Welcome back, fellow mobile gaming fanatics. I'm MyTyme, this is Top Drives, and before we go any further in today's video, I just want to clarify something which was mentioned in my comments section below. I am still pretty sure that the challenge is going to be reformatted and revamped should I say, rather than reformatted, on Monday. And the question was, what's going to happen with your attempts if you don't use them? Now, in the current ticket situation, if you used all 5 attempts, you could buy all 5 tickets, you could buy another 5 by spending 100 gold. I expect the same to happen with the attempts. You can either wait for the free refresh each day, or you could spend 100 gold and get another 5 attempts. So if you are leveling up cars and they take time to complete and you don't get time to use all your attempts because you've obviously not been able to do the race because you were leveling up cars, the same will happen. Your refresh will come in, you would use your attempts, and then you could just purchase another 5 attempts if you needed to, so you would still be able to complete the challenge. That's how I imagine it will go. Now, the interesting thing with today is we have a few packs. I'm just going to come and show you the events. We've got a diverse lot going, which is coming towards the end. We've still got the Gumper, 2 events I haven't really got too involved in. And we've got Sonic Boom, again another event I haven't got too involved in, but it's one that really fits my garage. Now, before we come and look at these events, I went into the store and I've seen there's a few carbon fiber packs up for grabs. Now, the first one doesn't interest me. I haven't worked on my German cars, maybe to the detriment of my garage, to be honest with you, and my progress in the game, but it's not a priority. And again, Lotus, I've got a few Lotuses now. I don't need any more for this event when there's just ceramic packs up for grabs, and I think I've got a decent enough selection that I don't need a Lotus specific carbon fiber. So these 2 were hard passes. However, we then came across Rest of the World and Swedish Carbon Fibers. Now, those of you who know the game will be very aware that you can get eggs in both of these packs. Yes, both of them will allow you the opportunity to pull a Koenigsegg, but which is the better one to go for? Well, if you come into all cars, you can quickly filter out and see which cars you can get in the purely Swedish pack, and by doing so, you will notice loads of lovely Koenigseggs if you do pull a legendary, with the only exception being the Volvo Polestar. So if you're going to get a legendary in this pack, you have an extremely strong chance of it being one of the beautiful Koenigseggs. Now, when you fall down into the epics, it is basically Volvos. So do people want Volvos? Well, I think the C30 Polestar would be a decent one to get. I would definitely keep that, and I'd probably keep an X60 or an XC90, sorry, something like that, for off-roads in the future, or dirty mixed circuits, etc. So a couple of them potentially, but then when it falls into the ultra rare, there's not too many cars. Yes, the XC90 is good, yes, the V90 is also useful, but I've got all these and I don't really think I need any more of them. In fact, I definitely don't need more of them. So unless I pull that Koenigsegg, I'm pretty much not going to get anything that I'm going to be really happy with. Now, if I change that filter and it keeps the Swedish cards, but we add Netherlands, we bring in some Donkervorts, we bring in the KTMs, we bring in the Spikers, the Rimacs. Suddenly we've got a couple of Rimacs in here as well. You'll see some Donkervorts. Would I want to get them? Not particularly, but obviously if it's a legendary still, I've got a really good chance to still get those Koenigseggs, but there are a couple of other cars in here which are going to just reduce that chance slightly. But to balance it out, epics, 2 KTMs, both very good cars, worth getting. This Spiker C8 is a decent Spiker. You got a few of the Donkervorts if you want them. I think a few people will be interested in the Spikers. You can see there's a few more cars in here that maybe you get and think that's not so bad. So you do have I'd say a better selection of epics here that if you got one of them, you'd be quite happy with. Are they extremely useful? I wouldn't say Donkervorts and Spikers are used a huge amount in the game at the moment, no, but you know, they, like everything, they could have their place. Ultra rare wise though, we only really gain the Vauxhall Maloo up in a car, which I would say is interesting. Yes, if you have a Donkervort D8 Cosworth, I definitely recommend keeping it and maxing it out because it's the most useful of all the epics. Having 1 or 2 of these is fine, but the rest of them you could easily get rid of and not miss in your deck. So potentially a Maloo, great to have if you don't have one, or a Donkervort, but then again there's not a huge selection of ultra rares to get, so it depends on what you've got. The fact that I'm lucky enough to already have the KTM not leveled up and the crossbow are already maxed means that I probably don't need to go for the rest of the world pack. I don't need to take that risk that if I get, or I'm lucky enough should I say, to get a legendary, there's only one card I can get which isn't an egg by going for the Swedish packs, and for that reason only I'm going to go for the Swedish packs over the rest of the world. However, there are a few epics in the rest of the world that I think some of you out there may benefit from, so I could always understand if you decided to pick those. But for me, we're going to go with the Swedish Carbon Fiber, and we're going to see if we can get lucky. I don't know if I'm going to do all three. I will do I want to say two. I want to see, oh, that's a good start. It's at least a double ultra rare. It's at least a double ultra rare with, oh, okay, right, the Volvo S60R all drive. Well, I don't think it's a car I'm going to rush to level up, but it is an epic. It is an epic. It's good. I wanted to keep some gold to be able to open some packs for the finals, just in case. You know what? No, I can't. I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. One more. We will see if we can get a Koenigsegg. Can we get our first egg? That was a good pack. It's given me faith. Faith that it's going to be another good pack. It is another good pack. 60 RQ the Volvo S60, and oh, okay. Okay, well, they are going to be fused. I'm not going to be lured in because I want to keep a couple of packs just in case for the finals. But I can't complain there. I can't complain. I did get 3 ultra rares and an epic from 2 carbon fibers. They weren't what I wanted, but you know, we don't always get what we want, do we? Rest of the world. So just to show the team I was using, I have changed my team a couple of times. What I did a big mistake. Okay, I did a big mistake. I foolishly, I don't need a Volvo tag up here, I foolishly decided to change my team slightly and work on some other cars. I started to work on a Volvo 850 BTCC. Now, not because this is a bad car by any stretch of the imagination. It's extremely light and has amazing handling, but I have put 3 of my ultra rares into it and I've decided I'm not actually going to be using this car in this event. So they're 3 ultra rares that I've just wasted. Yep, they could have gone into completing something else that I'm actually using now or going to be using in the near future. So bye bye 3 ultra rares. I also decided to invest cash into the Volvo S60 T8 to use in the event, not to upgrade it but just to use it. And I have used it, but how many times? How many times have I used it? 11 times. And I've decided to drop it because I realise it doesn't actually help my hand enough unless I'm going to work on it fully. So bye bye cash there. So I've ended up coming back down to cars which I already had worked on, already had maxed out, and I wouldn't have had to spend a single dollar or a single car on. Not maxed out the Prelator at all, a non-maxed out Spiker Elarion as well. Oh, didn't realise I had this one before from the previous event. There we go. So it was okay. If I'd just stuck with this to begin with, I would have done fine and I would have saved myself a couple of ultra rares and some cash. But this track set coming to an end, so it doesn't make much difference now, but just for the sake of it, gonna want to probably use 2 off-roady all-surface kind of tyre cars if you can. Some people are running just some 4-wheel drive cars for the mixed tracks, but there are a double snow track in here. There is a double snow track in here. I use my KTM. It's going to basically beat everything that I want here. In this kind of example, I'll put a KTM on the fast track. No, I'm going to put the KTM on the slalom. Put the Prelate over there and take the victory. Now, ironically, I spent money, or not money, I spent resources, sorry, into cars that actually made me worse. The team that I put out to the second time dropped me down the rankings, the cars that I was working on, maybe because they weren't maxed out. If they were maxed out, potentially I'd have been better off. I could have, finished higher up, but they were dropping me down the rankings, which is why I ended up reverting. See this mile drag one, some people were using fast 4-wheel drive cars. Unfortunately, I didn't have mine maxed out, so I was still losing those tracks, and as a result, it was just yeah, silly basically. So you live and learn. That is the main thing. Making mistakes you can't help. Learning from them, that's the key. Repeating the same mistake again and again. Oh, we lost that, great. But yeah, you see what I mean. This is an event that, you know, why did I care? It's only a ceramic pack. Again, we did Gunput Apollo R qualifiers just to show you I haven't really played it. You guys know my team isn't good. We're just going to leave it. We're going to see if we can do a little bit better in the prelims, but you know, we're going to probably have to rely on a couple of packs for the finals. But the main one being the Lotus Sonic Boom comes in great for me. So here we go, 5-1 currently. So I haven't played it a huge amount, but we will be running 4 Lotuses and 5 UK cars. Now my original team was, and I'm going to show you, was the first race I did, I put in 2 of the 340Rs because I thought we're going to need a lot of kind of twisty circuits and stuff. And the very first matchup I came with had 5 drags. So I then realised, you know what, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to throw in 4 Lotuses. I mean, luckily I've got the 7 of them supercharged or whatever it is maxed out. I've also got the Elise Cup maxed out. So 2 maxed out ones, 2 with, well, you know, just basic upgrades into them, just to cash, nothing else. And as any UK car, I decided to bring in the McLaren 720S. Now there is a call to bring in the short tail as well. That would be pretty useful. If I had dropped a couple of upgrades into it, I probably would have bought that. But actually here, I think that the McLaren is the better fit because it tends to go on drags or test bowls. So here we go. We'll just play the first person here to show you what I would do. My McLaren goes in kind of a fast thing here, test bowl. Twisties, great. Drags, great. So from a test bowl perspective, we can throw in the Evora. We've got 2 twisty kind of tracks and another drag where the Evora GTE road car goes in. So we play, and overall my hand is pretty strong, I think. I mean, obviously it's not undefeatable because I've been defeated, but in my opinion, it's going to be tough. I mean, we've got 2 people here, 16 for 0 and 8 for 0. Let me see what their hands are like. If I have all my cars maxed out, I definitely think it is guaranteed top 2. But let's see what we can find here. Let's so Bjorn. Okay, so Bjorn is running. Here you go. Bjorn is running the McLaren, which is one upgrade I could potentially do. I could obviously also max out my Lotus Evora, and I can beat this with my current hand. So I can tie, win, lose. Yeah. So Bjorn is going to be too difficult. Another car you see people using, the Jaguar CX-75, don't have that. So can't, that'd be tie here. I can win, I think, lose and lose, yes. So the top 2 are definitely going to be the ones that I have to avoid. You know, we'll try this. We'll try Howard. I think he might be in third or 4th, something around there. So for me, here we're going to throw him on McLaren. That should be a victory. We've got to do something here. Well, I think, to be honest with you, I think I just go Elise Cup supercharged there like that. I pray that the Evora comes out on top there. Don't think it will do. And I just take a defeat in the first track set. Pretty sure I will probably still just lose this. No, I should just nick it, shouldn't I? Because I win. No, I just lose it. I thought I might actually just nick it. Who was that I was up against? Yeah, so the guy in 3rd. So without maxing out my cars, top 2 is definitely a no-go. But if I just come and play the people around the top 10 like me, I should be able to go through. I should be able to pull myself a few decent. Oh, wait up. Don't make the mistakes here. So you're going to go, you can do it. This is the tracks that I got first of all. You want to make sure you've thrown your cars that can at least complete the required miles per hour. Obviously, if you don't, you're just throwing away 250 points for no reason if you come up against a car that can do it. So at least make sure your cars can get to the required speed, and I should be able to mainly farm off 2 or 3 stars for this event. So yeah, I'll take that. I will take that, and in the meantime I will hold on to my cash get ready to see what happens with the Gunpowder Apollo R prelims, and I will come tomorrow to show you that track set, show you my cars, and get ready for those finals. So as ever, I have been MyTyme. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been a little bit informative for you. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.